and welcome to Characterization for the Censors. So we've done the plot, right? We have annotated for plot, exposition, the characters, what's happening, inciting incident. And so now it's time to really take a hard look at our characters. So our directions for characterization are: label the pieces of steel that help you characterize Juan and explain. So you don't just get to put whatever you want there, you need to actually explain how you got there. And I do expect there to be annotations, please, people. So we have here, we know that is our Juan is our protagonist, and we know that Ray is our antagonist. So now let's look at the text. Let's see if we can find anything else that will help us figure out a little bit more about Juan. Okay, since he's our main character that we are trying to annotate for. All right, so if I look here, I notice that he is being referred to as Juancito. All right, and so I'm going to highlight that in, let's do a blue, because why not? So if I highlight that, I'm going to make a note, and I'm going to say Juancito can be referencing that he might be innocent. Because in the Hispanic culture, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure this is how it works, adding cito to the end of the name shows a young person. So with that, I know that he is most likely a young person who is naive and who maybe doesn't really know very much, right? So that, because that's not part of steel, I wouldn't be able to label that as anything because it's more just a generic knowledge. Again, letting you guys in on this because I feel like we all kind of know this. So let's move on to something else. So if we're continue to look here, so we have he's happy, right? We know that he's happy. So I'm gonna highlight that in a pink, because pink is happy to me. I mean, is it not happy to you? I feel like it's a happy. And then I know why he's happy, because he knew that she hadn't forgotten him. So this will also be in a pink, because they relate to each other, right? And then I would say this is E for effect on others. I'll change the color for that here in a second. And so he cares for why? I cannot not type tonight. I'm so sorry, guys. He cares for Mariana because he is happy that she wrote to him. All right. I'm going to fix all of this because apparently I can't type right now, and that's okay, because the wonderful thing about the computer is that you can always go back and fix it, right? So, this is E, effect on others, because the action that's being done is that Mariana writes the letter, right? But remember, when we talk about the effect on others, we talk about how others around you show who you are, right? So in this case, the effect on Juan is that he is happy, he's caring, right? So he cares for Mariana because he is happy that she wrote to him. This says that he is caring for others, right? So that would be what I would put there so that I know why that's an effect on others. Okay. And then as I keep reading here, I know that we had already highlighted this for the inciting incident. But I feel like this is more important for our character. So I'm going to change our color for this same thing, right? And I'm going to put this here. Oh, I've got two. And what had he scrawled? What had he put on that sheet of paper to send to Mariana? And so this shows an action. So I'm going to put an A for action. Again, I will change the color here in a moment to match. And he is worried because that's not how you spell that. He is not sure if his letter would be censored. So the action is that he's worried, right? I mean, it's more of a feeling, but because of how we're using this, there is no real like feeling set in steel, right? And there's not really an emotion either. So I would say it's an action because he was scrawling a letter, right? He put it on a sheet of paper. So he literally wrote the letter. And because of that, he's worried because he's not sure if it would be censored. All right. Now, real quick, I would say, again, that bonus. I told you guys there was a bonus. So here is the bonus for censored part of it anyway. You guys can find more stuff about this, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one here. So for this section, he knows that they examine, sniff, feel, and read between the lines of each and every letter and check its tiniest comma and most accidental stain. So this says something about the censors, right? So for annotation purposes, right, we want to be able to annotate what's going on here. So I would say the censors are detail-oriented and are always trying to find the hidden meaning, I guess is the best way to put that. So now I'm highlighting this so that I can change the color to match because it's, oh, not all of that, just this part, sorry. Because this is not the same as how he feels. This is the censors, right? So I have to change that color. All right, so we've got this. I'm going to keep going because ultimately we want to check on the rest of the second paragraph. There's going to be so much more about him throughout the text. I do want to show you another letter, right, other than E and A. And so let's talk about what he thinks. So if we look at the text and we see, and that's why Juan's so down in the dumps, thinking that something might happen to Mariana because of his letters. So this is a thought, right? I mean, we don't really know what he's thinking, but this is an extent, right? This is a way for the author to kind of let us in on what he's thinking. So because this is a thought, we have T, Juan is feeling sad because he is afraid something might happen to Mariana. And we want to highlight it, change the color to match our notes so that it all matches and Miss Rodriguez knows where you're getting your thoughts from. without you having to type much more than you need to. So this is a thought, right? Juan is feeling sad because he is afraid something might happen to Mariana. So the thought is, right, that something might happen because of his letters, and therefore he's feeling down in the dumps. So I just kind of wrote that here, that this was the reason or the cause. This is the character trait that we can put for Juan. So ultimately, he's feeling sad because he is afraid something might happen to Mariana. The additional thing that I would say about Juan's character is that when we're looking at characterization, we don't just look at one thing at a time, right? We're looking at multiple things. So in this case, if I'm looking at this, I would say, okay, so he's feeling sad because he's afraid something might happen to Mariana. He's worried. He's not sure if his letter would be censored. He cares for Mariana. This says that he's caring for others, right? And then in this one, because of the cultural reference with the cito, I would say he's very young and maybe even naive. So if we were to put all of these things together, I would say, I personally rather would say that Juan has a specific kind of character trait. Okay. He's a very feeling person. He's very empathetic. He really does care for Mariana. In fact, most of these character traits so far happen to be about Mariana. So clearly he cares for her, right? And as you keep going through the text and you find other things that help describe Juan, okay, you're going to see there's a change in who he becomes. So for the rest of this text, what I would like for you to do, again, paragraphs 3 through 12, is go through and highlight any words or phrases that help you figure out who Juan is, right? What his personality is, his character trait is. You're just going to put the letter that it comes from in steel so that you can know, so that I can know, sorry, what aspect of steel you're using to gather this information. And then you'll be ready to look at the text as a whole. Okay, so ideally you should have plotted the rest of the story and have done characterization for the rest of the story for Juan. There is more about the censors in here, so that's just a bonus if you would like. Now, one other thing that I have in the annotation section, right, it says highlight words and phrases to help understanding the plot of Juan's character. So that is in regards to annotating the plot and annotating the characterization. But the other thing it says, be sure to include the connotation for the underlined words. Use the comments function to write these connotations. So if you go through, you see like confidential is an underlined word. You would highlight it, and then that little box pops up. So click on the box, and then be sure to add in this comment box what you think this word means based on the connotation of how it's used within the sentence. Okay, so you're just going to put that there and hit comment, and then I'll be able to see it, and I'll know that you were doing what you were supposed to. All right, if you have any questions, remember to reach out to me. Myself and Miss Ebony are available. Our information to contact us is available on the Google Classroom. And while we're in class today, you are welcome to reach out to us in person-ish, and ask us any questions so that we can help you through today's activities. I guess I will see you guys next time. Good luck, and let us know if you need any help. Thanks.